Have you ever heard Ringa Ringa Roses when you were a kid? Aisha, they all fall down. And that's exactly what has happened with the Delhi Capitals today. Like a cycle stand, like dominoes. You will just keep finding analogies and nothing will just explain what has happened out there today. Hello and welcome to MPL Presents Cricbuzz Live. I've got Simon Doull and Michael Vaughan here with me. Gentlemen, what did we just see? 8 runs, 7 wickets. A match in hand, taken by the Delhi Capitals, gift wrapped with a little ribbon, given to Kings 11 Punjab saying, Happy birthday, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
You go on. Oh, I can't explain.
I know the problem. Delhi changed the name to Delhi Capitals. The problem is Delhi. They just need to get rid of Delhi.
Yeah.
I mean, great for Sam Curran. A hat-trick for the young English player. I mean, incredible really what he's produced, but you can't tell me that the skill levels on show by Kings were so good that you should lose 7 wickets for 8 runs.
Yeah.
When you controlled the game. Rishabh Pant, he'll be in that dressing room because he started all that.
Yeah.
He just hit a 6th. He'd relieved all the pressure, and then he goes for another one when all that was required was like head on, boom. 2's into that outfield. If you time it nicely, it goes foot. You don't need to take any more risks. You'd taken the risk, you put it into the stands.
It was 23 of 20 at the time.
You didn't need to do anything else. Win the game. Don't think about being the superstar all the time and the flamboyant player. Win the game. You've done all the hard work. And full credit to Kings because they kept belief. Ravi Ashwin, the run out of Chris Morris again. You'd look at that from a senior player and go, why take that risk? Then you look at Ingram, why take that on? You don't need to take that on trying to beat Long off on the boundary at that stage. Other stages you take it on, but at that stage you don't need to do that. So I can only imagine what Ricky Ponting is doing in that dressing room right now.
Be pulling his hair out, and it's not actually his. It's
Someone else.
It's some he's bought.
Yeah,
So,
it's a horse. Someone's horse. He's pulling someone's horse out.
I mean, it's not even his own. He shouldn't pull it out because it's not cheap either.
Hey.
But look,
They've fallen off the horse today, the Delhi Capitals, right? Because it was just a gentle trot to the win.
Honestly.
And then they decided, hey, we're going to play cowboy. And
look, Vaughan is right. I mean, first of all, you get run out by Ravi Ashwin, all due respect. I mean, anyone else is going to run you out by 4 metres.
yeah, he's not the, as we were saying, Cowboys, he's not the sharpest gun in the West. Right?
Not at all. So Morris makes a huge mistake, but just the inability to finish off a game.
Yeah.
And that's what's cost them. And, I know it looks great if it goes out of the park again, and it looks great if you're hitting 2 or 3 sixes in a row, but last game, they got it wrong. It shouldn't have gone to a super over.
Yeah.
This game, they had an opportunity to resurrect that or to make it right and get it done in the first place. I mean, Ingram was, for an experienced player, and that, I mean, I can understand Rishabh Pant. I don't condone it, but I can understand. He's 21 years old.
Yeah.
He will learn, hopefully, from this year and next year.
He played so nicely as well. He
Yeah,
played
he
with
had.
his head. He played sensibly.
He
in that
had
middle over
played
period.
well. But Colin Ingram, what was he thinking for an experienced campaigner? That's why they picked him. That's why they're batting him at 5.
Yeah.
To hold that middle order together, to win games for them. So that was inexplicable.
One of my biggest bugbears in punditry is when you pundit and you're a pundit and you say something quite strong, which we will do now.
Yeah.
And then someone say, yeah, but if it had gone for 6, you'd have been saying what a great shot. It didn't.
Yeah.
And he was out.
Yeah.
And it's cost his team the game.
Yeah.
So there's times when it goes for 6 and they win the game, and we don't talk like this because the game's won.
Yeah.
But in stages where you look at MS Dhoni, the way that he batted last night, just sensible, cool, calm. All right, he's setting the game, he's batting first, but you can see all the time he's thinking, risk. Do I need to take a risk? And when you're trying to win a game and chase a total down, there comes a stage when you're out there in the middle and you're winning the game so comfortably, Ingram and Rishabh Pant, and you go, Colin Ingram should have gone down and said, Rishabh, just hit 6, don't take any more risks.
Yeah.
You don't need to take any
you
more
don't.
risks. Use your head. I'll use it for you. If you're not going to do it yourself, just stay cool, knock
Yeah.
it into the onside for 1s and 2s.
Yeah, just cool the blood down,
Just
because he's a
chill.
21-year-old, so just tell him,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
okay, buddy, you've got that out of your system.
I'm sure that's why they bought Colin Ingram. I'm sure that's what his role is.
Yeah.
Bat at number 5, you're batting a round of Shikadowan goes early, you're possibly in, reasonably early. You've got to look after the likes of Shreyas Iyer, of Prithvi Shaw, Rishabh Pant. These guys are around you. You're the senior player. They've got one at the top and one at 5 to do that exact job. And tonight, again, I mean, that's just, it's not good enough.
Were they somewhere scarred from the previous game and trying to finish this in the 19th?
Well, what they should have learnt from the previous game is to play sensibly.
Yeah.
you know, I was sitting in there watching, thinking, wait a minute, I'm going to get on that sofa and give Rishabh Pant the biggest praise because everyone says he's just a one-dimensional player. Yeah. All he can do is whack the ball. Well, that innings tonight was smart, it was clever until that moment that he took that risk. Yeah. Because he'd done all the damage. And I was watching thinking, just play the sensible game, man. You've done everything. You played sensibly to start, and you'd hit that 6 when the pressure was just starting to build. You'd done the damage with the risk at the right time. Just play sensibly, get over the line, get not out, and you think, whoa, this kid's learning quick.
It's a big ground. It's a big ground. Punjab doesn't really have the quickest fielders. You know you're going to get 2s in and actually still finish it in the 19th over. Yeah. There was time when we were watching that, we got, it'll probably, my guess, 17.3. And we said, no, it will go to 18. Okay, 18.3. Never did we ever think. At that point, if somebody asked us to bet our house on a Delhi win, we would have bet it. We were like, of course.
You'd still go with Delhi, but I mean, you know, we can talk and we can have a go at Delhi the whole night, but we still probably have to pay some credit to Kings 11 and the way they
held
bowled.
their nerve.
Yeah, and they did hold their nerve, and to, you know, well, I mean, Sam Curran, I was probably very surprised. I think a lot were very surprised with his price at auction. He hasn't paid it all back tonight, but he's gone a little way to showing people that, you know, he can hold his nerve for a young man. There's another young man. I mean, he's got balls. He's not old. Yeah. He held his nerve properly at the death there. Got those Yorkers in, nicked one out, and then a couple of great Yorkers in. So he's
great
good
family.
enough. Yeah.
Curran family. I mean, they lost the father, Kevin, who was a professional player, played at Northampton for many years, Gloucester as well.
Yeah,
real competitor.
Zimbabwe.
Yeah, real competitor out on the field. I played against him back in the day, and he was really in your face. You always felt you're in the battle, and he's just giving it all to his kids. Because all of them, you know, you've got Rory who plays at Northants, who's the eldest, and then you've got Sam, who we've seen tonight. We've got Tom who plays for England. He plays at Surrey. He did well in the Big Bash for the Sydney Sixers, and they've got that competitive. How you can coach that, I'm not too sure. Yeah. They are born competitors. They are born to just play cricket. They're born for that kind of moment. When he had the ball in hand, I was thinking, well, how are you going to cope? And then I thought, wait a minute, he's a Curran. He'll be absolutely fine.
He'll be fine.
Because they actually love, you know, forget how old he is. He's done it for 3 or 4 years at Surrey. He played in a final for Surrey when he was 17. Yeah. And it was almost as if, all right, he looks about 5. Yeah. But the way that he plays is like a 35-year-old. He's got that nous in his
lot
head.
Of wisdom.
A lot to be said for that backyard tussle as well.
Must have been a good game.
Well, I mean, a heck of a backyard game, wouldn't it? I mean, I mean, you look at Crunal and Hardik. Yeah. I mean, and maybe Yusuf and Irfan in Indian terms. I mean, there's a lot to be said for those backyard battles, just maybe giving you a little bit of steel.
There'll be a lot of Indians out there trying to get some more backyard players now. Competitive edge. The gully cricket, get them all out there.
Just put them in. But with the kind of haphazard infrastructure development in India, you don't have too many backyards anymore, right? And if they do, there's so much pollution, you can't see the ball. Well, today, they couldn't see the ball from Sam Curran as well. We see him clearly. He's our MPL hero of the match, and rightfully so. Took a hat-trick to wrap things up in the end. There you go, give away 20 runs, and then you go, took 4 wickets. Scored 20 runs of 10 balls, and of course picked up 4 wickets. Also very important is that you spoke about the plan of having him bowl in the middle. He's very good when he's getting some swing. Yep. There's no swing on offer today. Sometimes you get swing on offer in Mohali, early in the day perhaps. Nothing for him there today, but came in the end and realised that these guys are going to go for it. Let me just keep it wicket to wicket.
Yeah, he went full and straight. There was a little bit of tail. There was a little bit of tail into Rabada with the ball just kind of dipping into the left-hander. Then he gets one just onto the off stump again, just a little bit of tail away from the right-hander, and then you just know that he's going to hit that zone. Yeah. You know, he's a good cricketer. He's just got that ability to be able to produce skill under a huge amount of pressure, and that price tag, what was it, 850?
850,000 US, I think. But it's a good win. That's a good win. It's a game. Win. You know, we talked about Rajasthan. We talked about RCB. Teams that don't know how to win. Yeah. Well, you know, the Kings 11 have proved that tonight. They've maybe just got a little bit more about them this year that they actually can find a win.
The problem with Delhi, Dooley, on the other foot, that everyone knows now that they play against Delhi, it doesn't matter what the situation is.
You're always in the
game. Keep fighting because they've got it in them to collapse.
Yeah, get them 5 down.
Yeah, you don't even if they're setting, chasing, it doesn't matter. You know, in their mentality, they've not been great at getting over the line. They really struggled to get over the line against KKR. They've absolutely collapsed against Kings tonight. So whoever plays against Delhi now, they're just going to push them all the way. Even if they only need 10 with 7 wickets remaining, with 3 overs, they'll just go keep fighting, because you just know that a young team, inexperienced team. You know, that's why you're absolutely right, Doull. You mentioned the Ingrams, you mentioned Ravi Ash. You know, you mentioned the Ravi Ashton playing against, who probably used all his kind of nails. You're looking at all those kind of players. Rabard, who's played a bit now, they're going to have to really bring out their experience to help those youngsters along.
Yeah, well, there is our super team hero as well, our MPL super team hero. Let's see who's on the leaderboard. Just pop the name out. There you go. Moinuddin, congratulations. 383.25 points. So well done. You are our super team hero on MPL. How difficult is it now for Delhi? So 2 chases that they've pretty much bungled now with their inexperience. They won the first game. They won it, of course, against Mumbai by batting first. That's probably the trick for them, bat first and do what you can. But now every other team knows that when they're chasing, they can be brittle in the middle.
Well, you take the pressure off yourselves. I mean, you've got a young, talented side. Take the pressure off. And Shreyas Iyer had that opportunity tonight, but he chose to bowl first.
Yeah.
He could have gone up front. And sometimes I think when you've got a free-flowing batting unit, allow them to just set. Because there's no pressure. There's no total on the board that you have to chase.
Yeah.
So maybe take that pressure off by just saying, go out and be yourselves. And if we continue to play the way we want to play, we will get 200 more often than not on a good surface. But if we put ourselves under pressure and try and chase all the time, then we maybe just limit ourselves a little bit. So when he had the opportunity to bat first tonight on a cracking pitch, a really good surface, and chose not to.
I think if you're looking at it purely as like a coaching's perspective and you want to look at it positively, you'd be saying to the players, wait a minute, 95% of the last 2 games we've been outstanding. 95%. It's just that 5%, which is the hardest bit of the lot, is the winning bit.
Yeah.
So we've twice on the trot got ourselves in such good positions by playing solid cricket in the field, clever, tactically really smart, fielded well, they're athletic in the unit, and then all of a sudden the batters go out and play nicely, and it's just that 5% at the end, and that comes down to individuals. It's not anything you can talk about in a team room, and I'm sure they'll have loads of team meetings, which they probably don't need to happen. They just need to look themselves down and go, when we get ourselves in that position, you as an individual, just take the responsibility. You've got to get us over the line.
Yeah.
Forget what's happened in the past. We've got so close, it just needs a little bit of this. When you get in
just
that
stay
position.
not out. I mean, just look at old CSK videos, right?
Yeah.
Just look at MS Dhoni videos. And that's all probably they need to do, because something like this can really dent you psychologically. What are we talking about? We're talking about the second worst collapse pretty much in this tournament. Let's show you the fall of wickets. And trust me, this is not fiction. You're not writing this, right? Just look at it. They were 144 for 3. And then they have gone and lost everything at 152.
They needed 23
of 20 at that point
that
in time.
stage.
Yeah.
23 off 20 with Rishabh Pant and Colin Ingram at the crease.
Both set.
They lost by 14.
I know. It sounds ridiculous. It sounds ridiculous, but they did.
Yeah.
I tell you what, if you're going to lose, you might as well lose in this fashion, because it'll get talked about for years.
Yeah, but that's not. But here's the thing. I wish there was talking points given to teams, because they would be right up there. CSK would probably win every year anyway, right? But these guys would get a lot of those talking points. But full points, as Simon said to Kings 11. They stayed in the team. They stayed in the game. They kept believing. But again, I think, Wani, what you said in the beginning, I don't know how much Punjab did and how much it was just Delhi undoing themselves.
Oh, they
just unraveling.
Look, we saw some Yorkers, we saw a bit of tail, but it's nothing as a pro playing in the IPL that you should be surprised by.
Yeah.
There was no incredible skill. The skill of obviously the run out, that's a real quick movement by Ravi Ashwin, but again, it's on a plate. You know, it was a hit him to him and just run because of the panic.
Yeah.
I didn't see too much that a pro shouldn't have been able to cope with. It was just a panic in the mind, in a dressing room, in the dugout. There was no real calm, and just take your time. Just take your time. Just everything seemed to get quickened up because of the process of the scoreboard, of the pressure of what's happened.
And with all of them, like Morris, that run out, you're right. Harshad Patel, I mean, just you're swinging your bat. You still learn.
They needed a chill pill.
Yeah.
Sam Curran will get a lot of the sort of plaudits, but I think the over from Shami as well. I mean, and we go right back to when India went to Australia.
Yeah.
This sort of last 5-6 months has been unbelievably good for Mohammad Shami. He's got pace back. I mean, when I saw him in New Zealand, the first thing I said to him, I said, "You're looking fit." And he did. He looked trim. He looked fit. He was bowling fast. And right from the start of that Australian tour, all the way through to the time they came to New Zealand, he was brilliant. He's still looking fit. He's still bowling quick. So it's been a sort of a turnaround year for him after a couple of pretty tough years on and off the field.
Yeah.
And, that over he bowled tonight, and he ended up with 2 for 27, I think it was, off his 4. But that over sort of set the tone a little bit as well, and Sam Curran came in and finished it off.
Well, there you go.
Also, I mean, the bowling figures are there, but also I think we should mention, because generally you say with the Kings 11 that the fielding unit's not that hot.
Yeah.
Whereas tonight I thought they were outstanding. They're diving at extra cover, there was one-handed stops, they were flinging it in from the outfield, they were running around, and Ravi Ashwin getting the run out at mid-off. You don't see that often, so in the field they were tremendous.
Yeah, they really were pumped, and that's really pumped them up the points table as well. Let's have a look at that. It was supposed to be Delhi on top, really, if they'd won it, but it is still Chennai there. And Punjab has gone into the second position. They've got 3 wins out of 4 now. We've got Hyderabad, Kolkata, but the good thing is about Tuesday tomorrow is that one of these 2 teams is going to get some points. Right? They're finally going to get off and going.
Rains, do they get 1 each?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so
1 each.
They'd hope it rains. So.
Does it rain here?
No.
Not in Jaipur.
Not in Jaipur, it doesn't.
Not in Jaipur. Not in
No
Jaipur.
rain.
No,
Not enough.
No snow.
No, yeah, maybe chances of snow. Yes, wind chill factor. Because we're getting overcoats out. So tomorrow, of course, there's the Royal Challengers Bangalore playing the Rajasthan Royals. Both teams have Royal in their name. But they royally messed up their first 3 games, haven't they?
Tale of 2 teams, I think. Rajasthan been in every game.
Yeah.
They've been in every game. At small moments where they've lost the game and they haven't been able to get across the line. Losing's a habit, winning's a habit. They're in that losing habit at the moment. They need to break that. RCB, just been awful. They've they've been poor, barring a reasonable performance in that first game, but in the second game.
Yeah.
But they've just been they've been pretty bad. They were terrible against the Sunrisers. So you got one team that has been good without winning, and one team that's been pretty poor.
The good thing for them is that you've got Stoinis and Coulter coming in. So they come, I'll show you the squad. And of course, now they have full availability now. Do you see any changes because of that in the 11?
Do you know what? I wouldn't like to predict who's going to open the batting. I wouldn't like to predict who's going to be in that side, because literally any one of those names on that sheet could be playing. Virat Kohli will play. That AB de Villiers will definitely play. Do you know, other than that, Chahal will definitely play. Anybody could be dropped, anyone could be brought in, because you just no idea what the strategy is. You don't see a system, you don't see a way of what they're trying to do, you don't see what roles the players have been given pre-tournament to try and make sure that they're a team when they go out into the middle. So, Rajasthan, I agree with Dooley that they've been close, and I don't think there'll be a huge amount of change for Rajasthan. Maybe Ish Sodhi might come in, maybe, but they played pretty well, whereas RCB, no idea who will play.
Yeah, Dooley was shaking his head. Do you want to pull that squad up again?
Yeah, just if we can have a look at that one more time, because I'm telling AB de Villiers, the gloves are yours. Get them back on. I don't care whether you want to or not, you are keeping for us. Partiv, I'm sorry, but you're gone. And AB will have to bat 3 for mine, and the skipper has got to open the batting. You've got to have your best players in the top 3. They are the best players on the side. Virat Kohli goes to the top. He opens with Shimron Hetmeyer for mine, so your left-hand, right-hand combination still. AB de Villiers at 3. Marcus Stoinis has got to come in for Colin de Grandhomme. He goes, Stoinis comes in, so that's a change you make there. Every good team needs a barman, so you've got to keep him in there. So he's got to stay.
Shivam Dubey?
Shivam Dubey could get he could stay. I mean, I don't mind what they do outside of that, but I think Partiv, not giving them enough at the top at the moment. AB, get the gloves back on. Go back to keep your batting 3. AB, Virat, you're opening, and use Shimron Hetmeyer at the top as well.
I think Coulter might come in for Moeen Ali as well.
Yeah,
Coulter just done well for the Aussies in the UAE, so they might bring in someone like Coulter, but who knows with the RCB team? You just never know what they're going to do, what they're going to produce. One thing is for sure, they need those 2 to fire. And I agree with Dooley, put him at 2 and 3.
They could bring Coulter in and maybe bring an Indian spinner in instead of
They've got Washington Sundar.
Yeah, well, bring Washington Sundar.
They've got Navdeep Saini, the pace bowler, who looked good, but he was dropped the last game.
Yeah, well, they could leave maybe Umesh out, bring Coulter in, and bring in Washington Sundar to replace Moeen Ali. So they sort of do it that way around, bring in an Indian spinner, drop the overseas spinner, bring in the overseas quick.
Yeah,
maybe because they've been playing so poor, they just let them play them all. Everyone can play. I feel sorry for them.
I think Rajasthan will make a change, or 2.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
You
well,
think?
3. I know there've been 3 losses, but I see them making at least one change.
All right.
Yeah, I think maybe Liam Livingstone will get an opportunity, and Steve Smith.
Oh.
You think they'll go for the Lanky, do you, Lancastrian?
Yeah, I think they will.
Big
I think
call.
they
Did
will.
well in
Yeah.
the PSL.
Look, I think Steve Smith, the elbow's still troubling him, clearly.
Yeah.
The other night, he just didn't seem to have the power that he has had in the last couple of years that we've seen him. I also think if he doesn't bat 1, 2 or 3, he shouldn't be in that side at the moment. And they've got enough at 1, 2 and 3. Ajinki Rahane can't bat anywhere else except for open. They've had such success with Joss Butler. I know it hasn't been perfect this year, but he's got to be at the top of the order. And Sanju Samson.
That's 3.
Don't you think
He's
they'll
got to
bring in
bat 3.
Ish Sodhi for Smith?
Oh, I don't think so, because they've got Shreyas Gopal, they've got Krishnappa Gautam. They don't have an issue with their spin bowling options, so I don't see them bringing in Sodhi at this
Yeah, it's
stage.
tough because who do you see? Butler, Archer, and Stokes. You're definitely playing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
You're not dropping any of those
It'll
three.
be big news, if Rajasthan Royals drop Steve Smith for Liam.
I don't think
Yeah, well,
I don't
Livingston
see
or
that.
Ashton Turner. Ashton Turner's a proper player as
Oh,
well.
there's
He's got-
Ashton Turner coming in as
Ashton
well,
Turner's
of course,
got power
yes.
as well, but he's only just arrived, so I don't know whether he'll go straight in. I think with Liam Livingstone being here for a little while, he's got power. But sometimes, you've probably seen him more than I have, Vaughan, but can be a little bit one-dimensional, a little bit leg-side-ish with his power, but to me, they need to make that change. And if Steve Smith's not 1, 2 or 3, I don't think he's right at the moment to be playing. Maybe just a game or
But
two off.
do you think they'll make that call?
Yep,
I mean,
I do.
it's a big call to make, right?
I do.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's a big call, but you got to make big calls. This is
They gotta win.
big boys. This is big boy business. It's not,
Yeah.
we're not playing under 12s.
Yeah.
It's not. Oh, it's all right. We'll give a fair play award. Because you
Delhi-
tried hard this week.
maybe-
Well, hang on. One of the
You're
teams.
not getting one.
One of the teams today played under 12s.
Yeah, maybe the RCB should try the under 12s. You never know.
Stop it.
You know,
You're trolling. You're trolling, Michael.
You try anything, don't you, when you're losing?
He's such a troll, isn't he?
Oh, you're
He
trolling.
really is. He
He
loves-
was straight away,
you've just
straight
got
away
rid-
on Twitter.
You
straight
just
away.
got rid of Steve Smith.
Yeah, but
For Liam Livingstone, no one even knows who Liam Livingstone is.
I tell you what,
People
mate,
back home, because that politician.
at 11:30 tomorrow night, the world will know Liam Livingston.
Yeah, but is he leave or remain?
We don't know what we are. We have no idea what we're doing back home.
Steve Smith, will he leave or will he remain is the question. All right, well, we're going to know that tomorrow. I can't believe we're having a Brexit conversation at midnight.
I thought I got rid of that.
Yeah, but
Sorry.
any time's a good time to have a Brexit conversation, right? Because you got to troll the troll. You got to troll the troll.
18th over tonight. He said, "Great to see the Delhi Daredevils back." He put it out on social media. The Daredevils are back.
True.
But what I've loved about what you guys said was they didn't have to change the Daredevils to the Capitals. They have to change the Delhi to something else. Right? Just
right.
change it to the
Well, no,
Gurgaon Capitals or
just
something.
Why don't they
Just
call
move.
themselves the just Chennai Capitals? Because Chennai's good, they win.
Yeah.
Just try and bring a bit of love to themselves. Call themselves Chennai.
Nice new. What about Noida? Noida Capitals.
Noida, Gurgaon.
Capitals, Gurgaon.
So national capital. So I'll call this
Sheffield,
national capital
national.
region.
The
Right?
national-
Because it's NCR. Delhi's NCR.
yeah.
I'll donate them Sheffield.
Sheffield capital.
Yeah, I'll just donate them that. Bit of Yorkshire grit.
If you're giving away something, I want the vintage car that you just picked up, just in case you're in the mood to just.
Well,
He's giving away land.
But listen, he was missing. You were missing tuk-tuks the other day. I'll trade you your vintage MG for a tuk-tuk.
I'd like a vintage tuk-tuk.
I'll give you 2 vintage
I'd
tuk-tuks.
actually love one back here.
Yeah, because honestly, an
Just
old
nip into the pub and back in my
an
tuk-tuk.
old tuk-tuk would probably cost me like £10 or something, right? So I'll give you 2. I'll take 3. All right, well, we're going to get into a tuk-tuk and go, but before that, who won the joy factor? We'll tell you the question. It was a tough question, man, today. The question was, it was Steve McManaman.
That's the one.
Hardest with you.
McManaman.
What's going on today? It's a bit like Danny Morrison used to say, Virat Kohli. Yeah, so Steve McManaman in football, Carl Maloney in basketball. Who would it be in the world of cricket? And the answer is, who is the postman in cricket? It was Gavin Larson and Simon Doull, your teammate. Tell us about him. He was an actual mailman, was he?
No, I don't think he
I
was.
thought he was a policeman.
No, he wasn't a mailman. He delivered. He delivered time and time again. When
I used to
New
like
Zealand
watching
needed
him.
him to bowl a tide over, he just delivered.
Sam
and that's
Curran-
exactly
Sam
what it
Curran.
Yeah,
was.
Sam Curran.
Sam
Curran's the
Curran
next
will be the new
postman.
postman.
Sam Curran,
Yeah.
Johnny Bairstow, Jofra Archer.
The only problem is, all the people you've named, pretty much under 25, nobody under 25 knows what a postman is anymore.
Just all email, isn't it?
Right?
It's all on email.
That's all they do.
They don't know. Somebody
They
Somebody
don't
used to
even
come
have
deliver
post
the post.
boxes, do they?
They did.
These kids.
Nobody. They don't know.
No.
They don't know. They,
Who writes letters nowadays? When did you last write a letter?
I wrote one. I'm
Did you?
writing one right now to the Delhi Capitals. Just drop Delhi from your name. Just make yourselves the Gurgaon Capitals or
Yeah.
the Noida Capitals. Just anything. Delhi is the problem. And Delhi is the problem for everyone in every sphere. I'm going to get trolled by Delhi today, but that's fine. I'm
You're
from
trolling.
there. I can take it.
Welcome.
I can take it. I really can take it. All right, who's the winner of the Joy Factor? Let's pull the name out. Rajesh, congratulations. 1M_Rajesh. Interesting. It's the first time winner, by the way. Today. First time winner. A bit like me with the MPL Super Couch. Brother. All right, so congratulations, Rajesh. And that's all we have time for. I think we've got to go now. It's been fun, though.
Been good.
Yeah.
We'll be back later on today, won't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be back later on today.
Yeah, you're not coming back.
No, that's me done.
Yeah.
For a few days. I'll be back at the weekend.
I think
Goodness.
I just had a quick call from Ricky Ponting. He wants some advice. He wants some help from you. I think he said if you're free tomorrow, can you come and have a chat to the lads?
Ricky, he's got to try and find his hair first.
Who are we, honestly, to be saying anything about other people's hair?
Yeah.
All of us. No, me, I'm telling you, it's an
mine's
electric
one of
shock
them-
that makes it stand. There's nothing underneath.
I used to have one of those things, but, kind of replaced it with a bit from the side and the back, and there you go.
Was it a young horse?
No, mine's my horse.
It's your own.
I didn't have to borrow a horse. No,
Yeah.
mine's my own. Just replace and put it on the top.
Did they give you a little horse tranquilizer when they did that?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. A few around the
A
sides.
few pricks here and there.
Yeah, what do you reckon? Not bad, is it?
We learned
Steady
so
on, it
much.
might fall out.
Yeah, don't touch it too much.
Steady on.
I tell you, Cricbuzz Live can be a hair-raising experience sometimes. It really can. Anyway, thank you for watching, everybody. Big thank you to Mr. Simon Doull. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much, Mr. Michael Vaughan.
Ciao.
Thank you so much for being here. On behalf of our crew, who's going away early today, because, hey, what do you know? The match finished pretty much in time. The last 2 days we've been pulling overtime. Not that we pay these guys any extra, but, they just crib. We listen to it. Today we let them off early. Me, Gaurav Kapur, from the rest of our crew, saying thank you for watching. MPL presents Cricbuzz Live.